Hello friends, this is Ritesh from retailritesh.com and welcome back to Simplifying Retail podcast. Today I am going to sum up my learnings from a book called The Startup of You. It has been written by an author called Reid Hoffman, and as we know, Reid Hoffman has been the chairman and co-founder of LinkedIn.com, and in his book he has provided some wonderful actionable insights when it comes to personal branding, and which I feel or which I felt that I should share my learning from the book with my listeners, with my audience who keep following me on Simplifying Retail podcast, as well as on my LinkedIn profile, as well as on retailritesh.com. So in this episode we are going to sum up the learnings from this book. The book is called The Startup of You. My first learning from this book is that we were born as entrepreneurs. All of us were born as entrepreneurs. We used to live in caves. Go back to the history of human civilization. We all used to live in caves, hunt our own food, and was responsible for surviving from the uncertainty. As the civilization evolved, we human beings evolved and started working in industries. That's what we call as industrial revolution, and then agricultural economies. We got labeled during this journey as employees, and with the passage of time we all forgot that we were born as entrepreneurs, and now we have been coded to face or rather we have been coded to face any uncertainty, and we would rather tune up to face all uncertain moments in our life, but we got into our comfort zone over a period of time and we start fearing any change. My second learning from this book is invest in yourself. I repeat, invest in yourself. Networking has been replaced by intelligent networking. When I say this, we see searching for a job only when you are unemployed or unhappy at work has been replaced by the mandate to always be generating opportunities. Acquire new skills. Learn and develop new skill sets. Learn interpersonal skills, as this cannot be replaced by any machine learning algorithms or artificial intelligence. The gap is growing between those who know the new career rules and have the new skills of a global economy, and those who clutch on the old ways of thinking and rely on commoditized skills. The question here is, which one are you? Are you a person who believes in acquiring new skill sets, or you are the one of the old school of thought which you feel that once you have learnt your traditional skill set will be able to make you succeed in the coming times? So the question really is, which one are you? You need to decide for yourself. My third learning from this book is develop yourself as a brand you. Entrepreneurs deal with uncertainties, changes, and constraints. They take stock of their assets, aspirations, market realities to develop a competitive advantage. To succeed in today's world, you need to adopt to this same entrepreneurial strategies. Each one of us are born entrepreneurs. Please remember the first thing or the first learning which I shared. Each one of us are born entrepreneurs. Treat your career as an entrepreneurial venture. My fourth learning from this book is only the paranoid survive. What I mean? Let me explain. Success is fragile and perfection fleeting. Relate it to your career. The moment you become too comfortable in whatever you are doing, you stop learning. I repeat, the moment you become too comfortable in whatever you are doing, you stop learning. You stop growing. You become a machine doing monotonous and repetitive tasks. Always put your ears on ground and listen to the emerging market opportunities. Let me give you a story here. The story is, do you know one of the biggest mistake General Motors made after achieving huge success and wealth? No, let me explain you. The story is, the success had made them risk averse. Bloated bureaucracies took them away from their customers. They stopped listening to their customers. Instead of giving their customers fuel efficient cars, they built bigger cars and lost the market to their competitors. Ross Perot had once said that if a man saw a snake on the factory floor of General Motors, they do form a committee to analyze whether they should kill it. My fifth learning from this great book is the startup of you mindset. You have is a permanent beta. I repeat, the startup of you mindset is permanent beta. Reid Hastings, as we know, is a software engineer. In 1997, borrowed a DVD of a film, Apollo 13, and forgot to return it in time and was made to pay late fees, which really annoyed him. As you know, anybody would get annoyed if one has to pay any late fees. He started to research and study about how he can disrupt the film rental business. He started mailing DVDs to customers on rentals. He gave his customers an option of subscribing the unlimited DVDs in the month. But the customers were not happy with the long wait for the couriers to arrive with their favorite movie DVDs. So Reid Hastings and his team worked on the logistics and their distribution centers to ensure that 80% of their customers received their DVD overnight. By 2005, they had a base of 4 million subscribers and they became the king of movie rentals. Do you know which company am I talking about? This is called Netflix, and that's how Netflix was born. In 2010, they registered a profit of 160 million US dollars. They did not stop there, but disrupted their own business model from DVDs by mail to online video streaming. And they saw an opportunity as the adoption of broadband was in US. Everybody was using a broadband technology for their internet surfing. They saw a huge opportunity and pivoted from DVDs by mail business model to online streaming videos. In one of the interviews, Reid Hastings said he never had 3 years or 5 years plan. Most of the entrepreneurs work on 3 years or a 5 years business plan, but Reid Hastings said he never had 3 years or 5 years plan. 3 years plan is an eternity when it comes to technology business. Instead, Netflix stays nimble and agile in the test phase always. Netflix calls it a mindset permanent beta. So that's the definition, wonderful definition given by Netflix and Reid Hastings on the mindset called permanent beta. My sixth learning from this book is on personal branding. Personal branding skill set. Develop your competitive advantage by combining your assets, your aspirations and market realities. Learn fast, implement fast, that is action, and if the results are not as per your as per your in your favor, then immediately pivot. Build real lasting relationships to develop your professional network. Find and create opportunities for yourself by tapping networks, being resourceful, and staying in motion. Tap network intelligence from the people you know for the insights that allow you to find better opportunities and make better career decisions. Adaptability creates stability. I repeat, adaptability creates stability. Answer a statement which says a company hires me over other professional because dash dash dash. You need to fill up the gap. You need to create your unique positioning strategy or a unique positioning statement why a company should hire you over other professionals. That is called your personal branding statement. My seventh learning from this book is staying on learning curve. In his book, The Startup of You, the author Reid Hoffman narrates his initial days at Apple, wherein he had to learn Photoshop, not because that was mandatory requirement, but in order to succeed in the design thinking and creating visual design mock-ups, product development, it was necessary. So the author Reid Hoffman took days off or worked on his weekend to acquire a new skill set, that is Photoshop. So staying on learning curve is always beneficial, not only for entrepreneur but also for the managerial candidates who wants to grow or who aspires to grow. My seventh learning is build networks. If you do things alone, you will fall short. World-class professionals build networks to help them navigate the world. Steve Jobs needed Steve Wozniak when he started Apple Incorporation. The fastest way to change yourself is to hang out with people who are already the way you want to be. An individual's power is raised exponentially with the help of a team/a network. So you need to build networks. My eighth learning from the book is learn to see opportunities in your niches. There is a quote I would like to say here or mention here, that money lies in niches. Andrew Mason's, a gentleman called Andrew Mason, his first venture was called The Point. It brought people together for social causes or community development. He observed a trend wherein the site users of the Point's website were most engaged when they banded together to increase their buying power. He immediately pivoted and launched Groupon, which is based on deals which are bought in bulk by Groupon users at throwaway prices. Entrepreneur BP Body says the best way to ensure that lucky things happen is to make sure a lot of things happen. Make things happen, and in the long run you will design your own opportunities. My final learning from this book, that is 8th learning, is take risk in life. To lead a big and vigorous life, you must work to overcome this negativity bias. The first step is to remind yourself that the downside of a given situation is probably not as bad or as likely as it seems. Take the leap of faith. Who you know is what you know. Let me explain you by giving an example of Sheryl Sandberg, who is the CEO of Facebook. When Sheryl Sandberg was working with Larry Summers. Larry Summers was one of the leadership, or rather a leader in the World Bank. Cheryl was working under Larry Summers at the World Bank, and she was once asked to find out the impact and effects that might have been of a bailout in 1917 in Russia. This was a project given to Sheryl Sandberg. What most students would have done was to visit the library and search Russian history and economy as to what happened in 1915 or to 1920 in Russia to find out about this bailout. But Cheryl called Richard Pipes, who was an Harvard historian who specialized in Russian Revolution. She engaged him for an hour and took notes and used the notes for her report, which really impressed Larry Summers at the World Bank. Your network is an indispensable source of intelligence because people offer private observations and insights which are never published in the Wall Street journals or even company's website. Hence, they say, failures make wonderful stories. So, learn from the experience of your network, and I'm sure this eight learnings of mine from this book sum up called the startup of you would definitely help you to not only overcome your fears but also to inspire you to take a leap of faith and do things that you always wanted to do. And I wish you all the best. Stay connected, keep listening Simplifying Retail podcast, and keep following retailritesh.com. Thank you very much for all your support over past 1 year that I have been publishing my podcast, and thank you everyone for staying in touch and keep following me. Thank you very much.